Imagine waking up. Something small happens. Maybe a message pops up. Instantly, you feel uneasy. You don't know why. The reaction feels bigger than the event. That spark inside you has roots far deeper than you see. Your brain lights up. Deep inside lies the amygdala. It senses threat even before your thinking brain kicks in. It sends signals. Your heart races. You feel tense. That's the amygdala hijack. It's fast. It's primal. It can steal control from your rational mind in a split second. At the same time, your body reacts. You breathe faster. Your muscles prepare. That's the physiological response. Later, your mind looks for meaning. It interprets the body's signals. If you feel tension, you might label it as fear, anger, or stress. That's appraisal theory in action. Your brain asks, what's happening? Is this good? Is this safe? The emotion depends on how you appraise it. But emotions are not fixed. They are built. Your brain uses past experiences to shape what you feel. It predicts and matches sensations to memories. That's the theory of constructed emotion. So the same stimulus can trigger distinct feelings in different people, even in you at different times. Sometimes emotions come in layers. If you just had a stressful meeting and then someone cuts you off in traffic, you might feel furious. Even though the second event was minor, your residual arousal amplifies the reaction. That's excitation transfer theory. Emotional energy from one moment carries over and intensifies the next. That leftover tension makes the small seem huge. Culture and upbringing shape how you see emotions too. In some cultures, emotions are seen as part of the group. They teach you to suppress or modulate what you feel. In others, you're encouraged to express what's inside. Those display rules shape what emotions you feel and how you show them. They influence your inner reaction before you're even aware. There's also how your brain values negative versus positive events. Negative things grab more attention. Your mind dwells on slights, mistakes, dangers. That's negativity bias. Negative experiences shape memory stronger and faster, so even small criticisms linger longer than compliments. That's why emotionally, you may feel more reactive to bad inputs. All these systems work together inside you. You feel an emotion. First, your brain and body react in milliseconds. The amygdala sets fire to alarm. Your nervous system floods the body. Then your thinking brain appraises the moment, often speeding to a guess. That guess may be influenced by mood, culture, past trauma, sensitivity, personality. Some people are more sensitive than others. They pick up cues more easily. They might feel hurt by a passing comment. That could stem from rejection sensitivity. Low self-worth makes small slights sting more. The fear of not belonging amplifies emotional reactivity. But just being sensitive doesn't mean you're weak. It can mean you care deeply. Your facial expressions play a role too. Smiling might help you feel better. Frowning might deepen negative mood. The facial feedback hypothesis suggests subtle muscle movements influence inner emotion. Smiling can lift your mood if you're not already aware of it. Though effects might be modest, they still shape how you feel. There's also the somatic marker effect. Bodily signals like gut feelings or heart rate become markers for your brain. They guide quick decisions. If you felt fear before driving over a bridge, your body remembers. That memory flags danger next time. Somatic markers bias your judgment fast and often outside conscious thought. When you piece this all together, emotional reactions begin to make sense. They start in biology and body. They're shaped by brain structure. They're interpreted by your mind. They're molded by your history and values. They're filtered through culture, and they're amplified by residual arousal or sensitivity. So, the next time your reaction feels too big, pause. Notice your body, your breathing, your heartbeat. Ask what triggered it. Was it the moment or something before? Notice your thoughts. Notice any stories you're telling yourself. That's appraisal. You might be labeling a sensation as threat when it's just discomfort. Learning helps. When you slow your own reaction, when you name feelings calmly, when you question your automatic appraisal, you can reshape your emotional patterns. You can rewire negativity bias by savoring small joys. You can train your brain to see calm moments and hold on to them. And when you smile even a little, it feeds back. It can soften fear or frustration. You don't need fake joy. Just gentle muscle signals can nudge your mood. The facial feedback link gives you more control over how you feel from outside inward. And when tension carries over, you catch it early. You calm down before moving on. You avoid exploding at the next trigger. That's mastering excitation transfer. You let the residue fade. You give your body time to reset before responding. You build emotional intelligence that way. You see emotions in your past. You notice reactions in your present. You act with awareness in your future. You understand your brain builds, predicts, interprets, and evolves. Your emotional reactions are not just accidents. They're shaped. They're layered. They're patterns you can learn. You don't have to be swept away. Curiosity becomes power. Asking why gives you agency. Next time you feel overwhelmed, just breathe. Ask what's going on inside. Find the story behind the surge. Notice if your body is echoing an earlier experience. Notice your culture, your habits, your sensitivity. Let your rational brain catch up with your emotional brain. Emotion is a dance. Your brain, body, culture, memory, awareness, they move in tandem to shape what you feel. And when you learn the steps, you lead. You don't follow. So, what does it all mean for you right now as you go about your life? It means that every emotion you feel is a message, but not always the one you think. Your emotional reactions aren't just spontaneous explosions. They're layered responses shaped by evolution, memory, experience, and meaning. Your brain is always working behind the scenes, connecting dots, building patterns, trying to protect you or prepare you. And often, it reacts faster than you realize. You might feel anxious when your phone buzzes, not because of the message, but because of a pattern your brain has learned. Maybe it remembers bad news from the past. Maybe it links that sound to pressure or expectation, and your body reacts before you even open it. The beauty is, this system is flexible. It's not fixed in stone. You can learn to work with your emotions, not against them. You can slow down the moment between trigger and reaction. That moment, that pause, is where your power lives. It's where you decide whether to lash out, to retreat, or to breathe and stay present. That pause is the difference between reaction and response, between spiraling and healing. And when you start to understand your emotional map, everything changes. You begin to notice your patterns. You see how certain situations light up the same feelings. You realize that fear doesn't always mean danger, that anger might be a mask for hurt, that numbness could be protection, not weakness. And in those insights, you begin to shift. You gain more control, not by suppressing emotion, but by understanding it. It also helps to remember that you're not alone in this. Everyone around you is dealing with their own inner world, their own histories, their own emotional reflexes. That person who snaps at you might be reacting to something from hours or even years ago. Their amygdala might be firing off before they even realize what they're saying. It doesn't excuse the behavior, but it helps explain it. It brings empathy into the room. And empathy toward others and toward yourself is a powerful emotional tool. When you meet your own reactions with curiosity instead of judgment, you grow. You stop saying, "I'm too emotional," and you start asking, "What is this emotion trying to tell me?" You don't blame yourself for overreacting. You explore what's underneath. That's how healing begins. Sometimes your emotional system needs rest. Constant stress keeps your body in high alert. Your nervous system stays in fight or flight mode, and emotions become harder to manage. Sleep, movement, nature, stillness. These aren't luxuries. They are repairs for your emotional system. They help calm your baseline so your reactions aren't always at full volume. A rested system is a wiser one. And don't forget joy. The brain notices negativity more quickly, but you can train it to notice beauty too. When you pause to appreciate a sunset, a kind word, a good meal, your brain slowly rewires. You teach it that calm and peace are also important, that not every day is a threat, that there is room for softness, for laughter, for connection. You train emotional resilience by feeding your emotional balance. Even the smallest shift can make a difference. Naming your emotion, just putting a word to it, can calm the nervous system. It tells your brain you're paying attention. That awareness alone reduces overwhelm. Saying, "I feel overwhelmed," is often the first step to feeling less overwhelmed. That's how powerful awareness can be. Over time, you stop fearing your reactions. You begin to trust them, not blindly, but wisely. You know their signals. You know how to listen. And when they rise, you meet them with strength, with space, with understanding. You become the calm in your own storm. This journey doesn't make you emotionless. It makes you emotionally fluent. You don't lose your feelings. You learn their language. And once you speak that language, the world becomes a little clearer. You become more grounded, more connected, more human. In the end, your emotions aren't your enemy. They're messengers. They're teachers. They are echoes of what you care about. The fact that you feel deeply means that you are alive, that you are aware, that you are connected. And that's not weakness. That's your power.